Dude, what it do, YouTubers? I'm back with another video. This is the young Dolph trial. They releasing the shocking security video footage that shows young Dolph pulling up, getting out, going into Makita's. So I want to get y'all thoughts and opinions and comments down below what y'all think about it, because we've been waiting 3 years to see the security footage, and it will be pretty interesting. I mean, I wonder what they think about all this. And he's sitting in court looking crazy, and it's just a mess. It's just a whole mess, and I just want to get y'all thoughts and opinions. It's a lot to be seen, a lot to be talked about. This just the first day of the trial. The second day of the trial is airing today. I can update y'all with more of that later, but for now, I want to show y'all this and get y'all reaction and what y'all think, because it's crazy. So here we go. Let's tap in, see what's going on with this video.
This is Memphis, Tennessee. This neighborhood is close to the airport. It's called Orange Mound. It is a historic neighborhood in Memphis. One of the first predominantly black neighborhoods that had so much history, so much art and culture, and of such, significance, that it used to be compared to Harlem in New York City. There was a time when it was particularly vibrant, at a theater, arts. It's an important neighborhood in Memphis. It is less than 15 minutes from this building. Like I said, it's by the airport. In the 80s and 90s, it became riddled with crime, with drugs, with poverty, with gangs. It is trying hard nowadays to make a resurgence, to go back to what it was. There are families that have lived there for decades, generations. There are businesses and other things that have been there for decades. What we're looking at here is one of those Memphis businesses, a family business. This is the storefront of Makita's Cookies. This is the front of the store. This is its parking lot in front of it. Makita's Cookies. They sell butter cookies, basically. Some have icing on them. This is simple butter cookie. People say they're real good. In Memphis, they say they're fire. So we got a cookie store that sells.
Nah, did y'all hear that? This man said they said the cookies are fire, like he just ate the cookies or something. That man tripping, talking they fire, like he just in there all the time. Man, what y'all think about this man? He a trip already. It's crazy. Let's get back to it.
Fire butter cookies in the middle of the day at 12:21 in the afternoon.
Mr. Haggerman, you're standing in front of him.
You can stop it here first. Alright, so in 2021, people thought that was like a Lamborghini or something, because they hadn't seen the new Corvettes yet, really. They weren't around. That is, in fact, one of those new Corvettes. It has a special wrap on it, is what they call that. It's not something you can buy, from the dealership. You have to get that done yourself. Well, here that's a special wrap that the Memphis rapper artist, Young Dolph, had on several of his vehicles. There's a couple times in this video we'll just have to wait, but it's a matter of seconds, and it's the last seconds of his life, so we can wait for him. He'll stop there first. Alright.
Okay, now y'all see Young Dolph getting out the car, and like they said a while back in previous videos online, they try to say he was by himself. He wasn't by himself. So now you see the actual footage that he wasn't by himself. And it looks like his brother Marcus with him. So we're going to see what happens. Let's go.
This taller man here in the yellow shirt, blue jeans, white shoes. His name is Dolph Jr. You've heard me read it a couple times now. He grew up in Memphis. The neighborhood he grew up in was Castalia, not terribly far from this, also a neighborhood in South Memphis. You'll see a member of his family testify this week. She'll tell you a little bit about his background and his family. I'll tell you a little bit about him right now, though. He is an ambitious young man who is a rapper, Memphis rapper, who rapped about the things that he saw growing up and that he sees in his neighborhood in Memphis. Some of that is drugs, some of that is violence, some of that is crime, some of that is gangs. Whether or not we agree or disagree as to whether or not that subject matter, are things we should be listening to or not, I can assure you it's real. He rapped about stuff that is real. He rapped about stuff that was real. And one of the things that meant everything to him in terms of what is real is he wanted to make it for himself. He wanted to make it for himself. He wasn't interested. He wasn't interested in joining others. He wasn't interested in being promoted by other people. He was all about making it himself. He felt like when he grew up, he called it his come up. That's what he called it, his come up. That it was rough and hard, but it was important that he got through it himself and he wanted to make it for himself. And he made it for himself. As a rapper, as an artist. Young Dolph became famous. Shortened to Dolph. Very famous. Wanted to make it by himself. Wanted to be self-made. But it wasn't just about him. Because he also wanted a record label. He wanted to promote other artists. He wanted to make them famous. And so he started not just his own rap career, but a record label that's called Paper Route Empire. Paper Route. Like a young man or woman would have to make money on the side throwing papers. But also a play on the word paper. Because in
y'all think about him, man? He telling a whole life story, like he just know Dolph and know everything about him. It's crazy. Let's get back to it.
Money, paper. Is sometimes abbreviated PRE, Paper Route Empire. And that is Dolph and the rappers that he promoted. Trying to make it on your own is obviously hard. In this game, trying to make it on your own can create enemies. PRE, Paper Route Empire, his label, is not the only label in Memphis. He's not the only famous rapper in Memphis. Another label, CMG, Cocaine Music Group. And they became an enemy.
He just brought up CMG, so with that being said, you know they're gonna bring up more stuff about CMG and probably let us know what their involvement was, because it's always more to the story. So comment down below what y'all think. I'm getting back to it right now.
They wanted Dolph under their label, but he turned down millions. I want to do it myself. The second time, they wanted Dolph under their label, but he turned down many millions. I want to do it myself. And in this game,
Of course he turned them down. He didn't need the money. He had his own money, his own label. Y'all know what I mean, YouTubers? Dolph didn't want to sign with CMG. Never did.
whether it's smart or not, there are things called, in Memphis, we call them diss tracks, D-I-S-S. A rap where I may insult, level your sort of insults and everything else I want to in the song itself. And Dolph had plenty of those. And he had plenty of those directed at this other label, the Cocaine Music Group, at their artist, and at their number 2 person. His name is Big Joe. The number 2 person of Cocaine Music Group. Through the years, and I'm talking years before what we're going to watch, having nothing to do with Mr. Johnson on trial, there were highly publicized incidents of violence directed by CMG against Dolph. He even wrote songs about it. Bulletproof. 100 rounds. And he also spewed out the disses and the insults. Stop it there. This man here got out of the car with Dolph. That's his brother. His name's Marcus Thornton. his brother.
Yeah, I heard that. So that is Marcus. We was right about that. Marcus was with him. Crazy. Let's get back to it.
His friend. This thing that we're about to watch has had a terrible impact on Marcus. Not just his brother and his friend, but he also works security for Dolph. In fact, as Marcus walks in this cookie store, he has a gun on his person, and he has another gun in the car. Dolph is well aware of the threats and the violence from CMG that were constantly hanging over him and his people. We'll wait 30 seconds. Stop it there.
As you can see, the first guy did get out the car and ran up to the window. So they pulled up 30 seconds after Dolph did. So they either was following Dolph or somebody called them and told them to go now, he in there. So it's either inside job or they been following Dolph already, plotting on him. So what y'all think? Comment down below.
That car that just drove up came from this side of the parking lot. It had actually been following Dolph on the street. When Dolph turned in, it went up to this light where it got stopped for a few seconds and then came around. It's a white Mercedes. There's other pictures where you'll be able to see it more clearly. But it's a white Mercedes with back end damage back here on the back passenger side of the car. It's a stolen car. It's a stolen car that our defendant here, Justin Johnson, traded for one car for another at a gas station about 10 hours before this murder happened. This man got out of the passenger side of the white Mercedes. Door still open. We saw him run to the parking lot. He's here with a large semi-automatic weapon. He's in a hoodie, he's got sweatpants, and he's got white shoes. We'll see a second man come out of the car too. Those two men that we're going to see come out of the car, they're going to gun Dolph down. He's inside the business. He has walked over to sort of where the bathrooms are in the business. He's as close as I am to y'all. There's the window, and he's getting shot through the window. Both of these men will shoot. This one in particular, it looks like he's never shot this type of gun before. It's because he probably hadn't. The second man out of the car who's driving is our defendant, Justin Johnson. Neither one of these men are professional hitmen. It looks like they don't take tactical shooting stances because they don't. Let's watch Mr. Johnson get out of the car. Stop it here. This is Dolph here. Remember, he was wearing the yellow. This is Marcus. Remember, I told you he had a gun. He tries.
Y'all see that? It's crazy. So Marcus did come outside right after they did, so he was on point. They try to say he wasn't, but you can see right there, he came out right after they did. And he did shoot, I think, straight drop twice in the shoulder and in the leg. So he was on point. They got to at least give him credit for that, because he came out right after it happened. Not 2-3 minutes, he wasn't hiding. He came right out there. Let's get back to it. Crazy.
Return fire as these two men quickly shoot Dolph. Dolph's body's riddled with bullets. He shot all in the back, in the face, in the neck, in his arms. The first man out was Cornelius Smith, and he has that semi-automatic weapon, shooting wildly into Dolph. The second man out was Justin Johnson, who has a handgun. He's firing at Dolph as he lays on the ground. Marcus Thornton starts firing back once he hears the shots. Now we see him emerge from the building. Can't tell in the video, but Marcus actually hits Cornelius in the shoulder, shooting back.
YouTubers, look at this fool sitting right here with the stupid face on his look. He know it's over with for him. He through. They obviously got more evidence than they think they got, and it's just gonna be more to come. And he can't talk his way out of this one. It's pretty much over with for him. He looking like a damn fool. Excuse me, but back to it.
I want to spend some time with two things. This Mercedes, these two people, Justin and Cornelius, they didn't fall out of the sky on a Wednesday at 12:20 in the afternoon at a cookie store. They had been looking, they had followed them, and for them, this is just business. This was just business. They don't even know each other that well. Let's start with Cornelius. Cornelius is from this neighborhood, Orange Mound. He's in his early 30s now. Cornelius has had a serious drug problem. He does ecstasy and Percocet. He gets his drugs over on Bradley Street, just over 2 miles from the scene, from a man whose name you have heard, Hernandez Goga. They don't call him that, though. They call him Quet. His middle name is Marquette, and it's shortened to Quet. So Cornelius gets his drugs from Quet. Quet is what in Memphis we call an old head, older guy, lives in the neighborhood, lifelong criminal, in and out of jail through the years. Quet sells drugs. Quet gambles on sports like crazy, online sports stuff. And then Quet tries to identify young rappers and tries to shop them to CMG, hoping to get a cut, hoping to hit it big. Years ago, he and his brother missed out on one of those big rappers, where Quet knew a young rapper who he was in the process of shopping to CMG. And that young rapper is Justin Johnson, who goes by Straight Drop. Sometimes I just call him Drop. So Quet's the common person. He knows Cornelius from the neighborhood, knows him well, sells him drugs. He knows Justin Johnson. He's trying to get him to be the next CMG rapper. But not just that. The business is not just rap. Because Big Jook, person I told you about before, the number 2 guy at CMG, he's put out a hit. A hit. $100,000 to whoever kills Dolph.
So now y'all heard that. Now it's coming out. Now they saying that Big Jook put the hit out on him for $100K. Paid these 2 guys, and they barely know each other. I wouldn't even do a hit with somebody I don't even really know like it. I mean, it don't really make sense, but whatever works, I guess, to get the job done. It's still sad to see what happened in that video. It's just crazy. It's a whole mess. And now CMG is all in the mix, so they probably gonna be coming for Gotti since Jook has passed away now and they got him. So it's looking like Gotti might get some heat behind this. We're gonna figure out. Let's get back into it because it's crazy.
He has met with Justin. He has met with Cornelius. And they think they're ready to do it. They're definitely willing to do it. For Cornelius, it would be 50 grand, I guess, that he could waste away on Percocets and ecstasy. For Justin, it's 50 grand, but also a chance to make it big with CMG. To become the next famous Memphis rapper. The straight drop. They were sent here. They were sent. They're not professional hitmen. Not even monsters. I'm not gonna call anybody a monster. This is just business for these two. Money for Cornelius, money and rap fame for Justin Johnson. They did the best they could, really. Stolen car. Better to use a stolen car that can't be traced back to me. When we still shot the video, you'll see that they're wearing gloves. Afterwards, the guns get disappeared. The car gets ditched in a neighborhood and wiped down and moved and wiped down and moved. Their plan is to go their separate ways and just disappear into Memphis. They did the best they could. I guess it could have gotten away with it. You get the guns gone, you get the car wiped down, get the car hidden for long enough. You're wearing masks, you're wearing hoodies, you're wearing gloves. Do it so quick, but it takes seconds. You get there, you get out, you get separate, you get disappear, and I guess you get away with it. There's a problem there, though. There's a problem there. Still staring at us. One of the big problems. It's not 1981. It's not 1991. It's not even 2001 when I started in this building. It's 2021. It's 2021. And what I started talking to you about when I first stood up, what you didn't think about, what we don't think about, almost ever anymore. These places have cameras. Places have cameras. It's the hotel lobby. It's walking into the building. It's this courtroom now. A lot of places that have cameras. And also what we don't think about, we didn't have to in 1981 or 91, whatever, is we carry phones around. Phones that can give people clues as to where we were, what was going on. We can wipe down cars. We can use stolen cars. We can get rid of guns. We can disappear in the neighborhoods. We can separate from each other. But it's 2021. I guess I didn't think about that. We back up the video about 3 or 4 seconds. Alright, we can stop there. Alright, so what we saw before was this man first. Remember the one with the automatic weapon? The larger of the 2 weapons? He got out of the car first from the passenger side. He ran around and shot the gun wildly into Dolph. We're concerned in this trial. Now, Mr. Smith is charged with murder too. So is Mr. Govan. And we've heard that Jamarcus is charged with conspiracy, but in this trial, this is Justin Johnson's trial. This is Justin Johnson. He is wearing tennis shoes that have white soles. See this one better in this shot. White soles, they're black with a little white stripe. There are times in the video where you can see his socks, and they're white socks. He's wearing gray sweatpants. In fact, there's angles in the video that you can see that this gray sweatpant on this left leg has a little silver-like emblem on it. Real small, it's shiny sometimes. He's wearing gloves. See it maybe better there. He's wearing a black hoodie. He's wearing a mask. And he's wearing a Bass Pro hat. Alright, so black tennis shoes. The white sole. White stripe up the middle of the tennis shoes. White socks. Gray sweatpants. There is a little emblem that you can see in some angles on the leg. Black hoodie. Here during the shooting, he's wearing a mask, and he's got a Bass Pro hat. Bass Pro store is only not even a quarter of a mile from where we're sitting, right here. There's other angles and other still shots where you can clearly see it's a Bass Pro hat. And there's other angles where you can see the little emblem that he has on his sweatpants. Call him a video here. There's a building in Memphis. This happens in the historic neighborhood itself, Orange Mountain. But there's a building in Memphis. It's a historic building. There's only like 10 or 12 of these buildings in the whole United States. They used to be, back 7 years ago, Sears buildings. Okay? Huge. Largest square foot building in Memphis for many, many years. And Sears was sort of like Amazon before Amazon existed. Because these big warehouse buildings and everything, you come and place your orders, and they stay. It was quite sort of an amazing thing. The need for those buildings went away. In Memphis, the building was abandoned for decades. They have pictures of it, abandoned. And it's crazy because it is the largest square foot building in Memphis, and it was abandoned. In other cities, there were 10 or 12 of these things. Some were abandoned, some were actually even torn down. But a few were repurposed. And in Memphis, over the last 15 years, ours was repurposed and renovated and redone. Amazing building now. It has a high school in it. It has restaurants in it. It has businesses in it. It has a YMCA in it. It has a brewery in it. It has all sorts of things in it. It also has apartments in it. It has 4 floors of apartments. So when you live here, it is a nice place to live. You live sort of like in a shopping mall with your restaurants and everything else right there. Okay. Justin Johnson, 2021, has a mother and a sister that have apartments in that building. The building is 12 stories high. Huge footprint. November 17th, 2021. This is less than an hour before the killing. This is Justin Johnson in the elevator, leaving the building about an hour, really less than an hour, before the killing. Black tennis shoes, white soles, white stripe up the middle, gray sweatpants, black hoodie, Bass Pro hat. In fact, you'll see picture after picture and video after video. This is the same outfit he was wearing the night before. We'll see him in this outfit from 2 o'clock in the morning, same day, all the way up to leaving the building right before the killing. The exact same outfit as that man on the video.
So as you can see, they got more evidence on him. He's sitting there looking nervous, y'all. What y'all think? Look at him. He looking sick. Stomach starting to hurt. They got more evidence on him. They about to show where he was at, what he was doing, and all that with the same outfit on. Without no mask on. Just stupid. Just dumb. Check it out.
I guess as to what kind of car you got caught leaving it? At the parking garage of this building? A white Mercedes with back end damage, just like the one we see in the video. Less than an hour before. You can get rid of guns. You can wipe down cars. Disappear in the neighborhoods, but it's not 1981, it's 2021. And from 2 o'clock that morning to 12:23 the same day, he is caught. Again and again. And it's not just before the murder. Cornelius got shot. Can't tell in the video. He got shot in the shoulder. He needs medical attention, or at least needs somebody to look at it. You'll see the text messages. You'll see the phone location type stuff. You'll see that Mr. Johnson and Mr. Smith, after they ditched the car in the neighborhood, they have another car waiting. That they go over to Mr. Johnson's cousin's apartment. An apartment complex that used to be called the Two-Lane Apartments here. Now it's called the Gospel Gardens Apartments.
And another thing is, if you're going to do a paid hit or something, why would you take your own cell phone with you, knowing they can track it, tell where you at, all that new stuff they got? So why wouldn't you just take a burner phone or phone with somebody else's name? You know what I mean? Crazy, just stupid. Back to it.
We're talking within 45 minutes of the killing. So we have the killing. Cornelius gets shot, ditch the car, get in Johnson's other car, and we go to Johnson's cousin's apartment, 2 lanes, so they can try to bandage up Cornelius, so Johnson can change his clothes, so they can try to get away and disappear. How do we know that? Well, their phones, but not just their phones, because again, it's not 1981. That apartment complex has video. You see them arrive in Johnson's other car, which is a white Expedition. You see them from distance walking into the apartment complex. You see Johnson's cousin directing them where to go. You see at this point Cornelius has his shirt pulled up weirdly because he's been shot in the shoulder. You see Johnson wearing the same clothes, the gray sweatpants, the black shoes, the black hoodie, the Bass Pro hat. You see him go inside the apartment. At some point you see Johnson come out. Someone else has brought him a change of clothes. You see Johnson get inside that car, inside the back seat of his friend's car, and change his clothes. No longer in the murder outfit. And you see them leave. To disappear almost. Because later that night, we see Johnson back at that big building called Crosstown. He's in his new clothes that his friend brought him at the apartment complex. And he goes to his apartment. Packs up, and you'll see him at the elevator with his suitcase and everything else, ready to get the heck out of town. The contract hit a big joke. The hitman found and solicited Hernandez Governor, who they call it wet. The hitman, a druggie from the neighborhood, Cornelius, and the aspiring young rapper, straight drop. And they could have gotten away with it, but they didn't. What we watch up here is so quick. And we watch it and we call it violence. That's a man with a family and with a life who's laying at the edge there in the yellow, riddled with bullets, dead. We watch that and we call it violence. For Cornelius Smith and for Justin Johnson, it was just business. They call it business. crosstown videos, the apartment videos, we still steal shots and everything else. What we do here this week together is not violence and it is not business. It's justice.
Right. So y'all see all this mess going on. It's just crazy. I want y'all to tap in, hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. This is crazy, sad, like overwhelming all at once, man. I want y'all to drop them comments, man, and leave them Dolph and emojis down there for young Dolph, man. It's crazy, man. I'll get back with y'all on the next video. Just let me know what y'all think about day 1. Day 2 coming later.